You know, if you really take a look at freestyle wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or CJI, ADCC rule set, and Judo, I mean, like, a lot of it is going back up towards the feet. But I'll tell you what, man, I like the $1 million cash prize, and I think IGF could do something like that, too. They could have one big tournament a year where there's 0 points involved, but it's just a big cash prize.
You think it's a good thing? Does it make it more exciting?
I mean, they're trying to make it more exciting with a lot of movement and a lot of explosive motions, but honestly, it looks like a freaking varsity high school wrestling tournament. A little bit. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shintaro Higashi Show at P2U. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what I loved about CJI. It was a beautiful tournament. Big money prize. $1 million per winner. There were 2 categories, under 80 kilograms, above 80 kilograms. There was so much hype.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
we definitely take away from ADCC. Yeah, we did a dedicated episode about that. Right?
Yeah, so I'll be upfront. I couldn't watch it because I was like moving back from California to Michigan that weekend. It was a busy time, but so I'm gonna just let you share your thoughts.
But I bet you were able to watch some clips from on Instagram.
I did. I know how it's set up. It's like that combat karate setup, right? With the I caught I think Cade going just bonkers with the other guy who was scrambling.
It was pretty cool.
It was a great match. So I caught those. So they're doing a great job doing spreading all this content.
Yep. So the first thing I really liked about it was that you were able to watch the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they had one mat going for the whole freaking day. So it was like 9-10 hours straight of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people were like, oh, it's way too long. I can't watch jiu-jitsu for that long. This is the thing. You don't have to. You don't have to watch it. I would be like with my kid. My kid wanted to watch Peppa Pig, whatever it was, and she'd run off and draw. And when she was drawing, I just turned and watch it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, great. Papa, let's watch Bluey. Okay, let's watch Bluey. And turn it right back, right? And the beauty of this was, as I'm watching Bluey and she's eating her snack, I could pull out my phone on Instagram, and it's streamed live on Instagram Live.
Oh, they did it on Instagram Live too.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden I'm watching it, and nothing happening. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Scroll through reels, do whatever, have a snack, take my kid to the playground. Even at the playground, I could be like, all right, who's going? Oh, yeah, these 2 guys are going. I know this guy. I'm watching. Oh, it's pretty good. Joseph Shen's out there. He got knee crushed, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm like following it throughout the day, not like dedicated in front of my computer, but I could really easily pull my phone out and pull it up.
Yeah.
There's no like logging in or logging out or paywall this or Flow Grappling, which I freaking hate. I paid for Flow Grappling for a year just to be able to watch some of my teammates compete. It was the worst. It was the worst interface I've ever experienced. It's not like Judo TV. Guys, Judo TV is so excellent. JudoTV.com is great. That's the one subscription you should have. Discount code Shintaro for your discount. You get a nice chunk of change back. And, you could pick to watch the matches. You could watch the live stream. It's unbelievable. I'm going to Cadet Worlds in Peru. You guys could take that, watch that, and I'm going to be commentating.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite thing about CJI.
Were you able to like go kind of like in Judo TV, go back to certain matches and stuff, or was it just like a straight stream? Okay.
It was a straight stream. And I think you can like scrub backwards and then watch matches like that. But you almost didn't even have to. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was out. Like with my lady friend, and I was able to like go to the page and then see clips of the main guys submitting guys, and then I'm like, oh, this guy beat that guy. Oh, Levy beat one of the Rotolo brothers with a heel hook at the beginning, and you could watch and be like, huh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
So that was a really nice feature. The accessibility of it. I mean, you have that in Judo too, don't get me wrong. JudoTV.com thing, and Judo TV Instagram is amazing. Run by these guys by Fighting Films, Robin and Willingham and his brother Jack. They're awesome. And then when the international circuit's happening, you can kind of catch it almost live, right? Someone with a spectacular sode, you see it on your Instagram feed 20 minutes later.
Yeah, that turnaround time.
Hifumi's in great form, and then so it's like even if you're not watching the stream, you're getting updates on your Instagram feed, and you're capable of seeing what's going on, and then you can just log into the site and watch it if you want to sit down. You can also watch it after the fact.
Right.
So there's a lot of good with that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what CJI. But Instagram Live, like that was a really nice. That was my favorite feature of the whole thing. Forget YouTube because Instagram's on your phone.
Right.
And then when it's live, it has like that blinking, like, "Hey, this is live right now," and you log in. You know.
I see. That's good. That's good because I think there was another like I don't know how it works with ADCC, but yeah, like it seems like CJI really focused on the accessibility aspect of it. And so before we move on, we'll just thank the sponsors and then we'll hear about your other thoughts. Yeah. So thank you, Jason, Levon, and Joe, for always sponsoring us. You guys are amazing. And judotv.com, discount code Shintaro as usual. All right, that's it.
HigashiBrand.com.
HigashiBrand.com.
Yeah, we got gis now.
Yugi dropped, yeah.
Yeah, gi dropped.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So that's
check
good.
it out, guys.
Yep.
So, so what else? Like, any other points that you were impressed by on the administrative side of things, or?
I think they got a big sponsor. I think Merrick Health was like one of the main sponsors, and they're kind of known to do hormone replacement therapy for older dudes, like TRT stuff. And I know there's like sort of a stigma around it, but the CJI guys, they leaned into it, and Craig's like, you know what?
Yeah.
TRTs, you know, they really took a look at the market segment, their demographic, and like it's older dudes who are in their 30s and 40s. Like they do this stuff. It's perfect.
Yeah.
This is the type of crowd that you want to. So they leaned into that, and I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, $1 million cash prize is always a really, really good thing for the athletes. And I think hopefully this is a new thing. Every year they do it, and it, you know, I hope they can keep it going. I hope it's sustainable.
It was like 10K to participate, right? Like if you get selected, okay, and then
I think it did take the luster from ADCC because ADCC seemed like a backup tournament. You know, it seemed like
right. It happened on the same weekend, yeah.
It happened on the same weekend, you know, and yes, there were some big names competing in ADCC, and yes, some of those matches were awesome also. Yeah. But CJI was really everyone I've spoken to was like, oh, CJI was so much better, you know.
I see.
Yeah, and then you know, commenting on like commenting about like the actual jiu-jitsu in the thing. Yeah. You know, these current rule sets with no gi, man, it's almost like a wrestling tournament.
Yeah, it's
I mean, ADCC, they do say it is a wrestling tournament. You know, it's like
submission wrestling.
It's almost, grappling. Yeah, it's like less jiu-jitsu and more, you know what I mean?
You think it's a good thing? Does it make it more exciting?
I mean, they're trying to make it more exciting with a lot of movement and a lot of explosive motions. But honestly, it looks like a freaking varsity high school wrestling tournament. A little bit, you know, because the wrestling is like, it's good.
It's not the Olympic level wrestling.
But even Olympic freestyle wrestling is different from collegiate wrestling. What we're used to seeing in the United States. You know what I guess
a collegiate CGI is probably close. Like submission grappling is probably closer to collegiate wrestling.
Closer, because they have to have control. They can't just do back exposure, right? Yeah. So it's definitely closer to collegiate wrestling. Even collegiate wrestling, they want to make it more exciting. They have the 3-point takedown rule now. You know about this?
Oh no! What's the 3 points?
Used to be 2 points for takedown, 1 point for escape. Now it's 3 points for takedown.
Oh, I see. So you're encouraging people to. Yeah. I mean, this kind of like, it's a weird thing to hear. Well, I totally agree with that approach, but you know how in judo people are like, oh, we got to put more newaza back into it, whatever. Yeah. And then, but the judo had already kind of pioneered this move towards more, you know,
more
throws
stand-up.
and more stand-up. I mean, it's just more fun to watch. And
of course, look at freestyle. Freestyle is all about like big movements. They don't do a lot of newaza stuff at all. They don't do leg riding, this and claw and the spiral ride. They don't do any of that stuff. You know, it's like, yes, gut wrench, ankle lace, whatever it is, but a lot of it's like the big lifting stuff off the ground. A lot of it's like takedowns, upper body, feet to back, these kinds of things. You know, if you really take a look at freestyle wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or CJI, ADCC rule set, and judo, I mean, like, a lot of it is going back up towards the feet. You know? Yeah. And it's a very interesting thing.
It's more pleasing to the eye, I guess. It's
faster. It's dynamic. You know, and there's a lot of
So in that way, so you saw a lot of takedowns, huh? Like more like wrestling, like collegiate wrestling, or like did you see more riding, like top bottom stuff?
I mean, I think I'm a little bit I'm not seeing the whole picture because I didn't sit down and watch everything.
Right.
I'm watching it as the day goes by. I'm seeing highlight reels and things like that. When you're only watching highlight reels, you're only watching the best parts.
Like yeah.
And then it's mostly scrambly wrestling, and then the finish of the heel hooks and such.
I see.
So finishing maneuvers. So it's like I can't really quite comment on that, But where I was standing and watching, like just it seemed more of a wrestling match.
Right.
They even say ADCC is like it's a wrestling tournament.
Yeah, I see.
They call it a wrestling tournament.
I wonder if someone compiled like the whole stats, kind of like Dr. Serenaga did.
I'm sure they are. Like they're watching this stuff and they have statistics on like, all right, finishes.
Yeah.
But in judo, you can't finish. I mean, in jiu-jitsu, you can't finish by just taking them down and slamming them.
Yeah.
The only way to finish somebody is by submission.
Yeah.
So obviously statistics going to only show that, and then they should keep statistics of like, all right, how many points were scored by takedowns, et cetera, et cetera. But like criteria for a takedown being scored is different amongst all the different rule sets.
Yeah.
If you look at collegiate wrestling, takedowns scored a little bit differently.
Yeah. From freestyle and stuff. Did you see a lot of guard pulling?
Not as much as usual.
I see.
But then again, I'm not watching the guard pulling matches.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I
they
just
probably
know
don't
that
make it to the highlights or like the main events.
Yeah, no one wants to see anyone pulling guard. But I'll tell you what, man, I like the $1 million cash prize, and I think IGF could do something like that too. They could have one big tournament a year where there's 0 points involved, but it's just a big cash prize.
Interesting.
But it's tricky to do, I think, also, because now all of a sudden you give a cash prize, like let's just say it's $1 million.
Yeah.
You get a guy that's like on the circuit who's come from a very poor country, they win that, and then that's it. They retire and they're done.
You think they'll really just retire after that? $1 million?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, I guess it's like, it is a life-changing money.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Even like $100,000, let's just say, like, from a third world country, you make it out on the circuit, and now all of a sudden you're competing in this. Then somebody from like France wins it. It's like, or even U.S. Not actually U.S. No one wins it from the U.S. But like a rich country, it's like, all right. You know what I mean?
I mean, the argument is that, are we really doing it? I mean, why do we? If the athlete wins the money and happy with it and then retire, why would he want to force the athlete to keep competing? Just for our enjoyment. That's,
I don't know. You just got to give him justice. That's the argument with UFC too, right? Like you're grinding out there and you're making $9,000 a fight or something like that. You have to keep fighting. And then you have a big fight, and then now you make 30 G's. You can't retire on that, so you got to keep fighting. It keeps the champions in the sport. But the moment you pay $10 million for somebody to come out there, they've been poor their whole life, they've been fighting their whole life. Now all of a sudden they have all these residual bang up freaking things, and now I'm on the borderline CTE, this and that. And now here's $10 million.
Oh, of course.
That's the first thing. Look at Conor McGregor. He got that money. He's like, all right, I'm gonna,
I don't believe him.
It takes away the hunger. It takes away the hunger, and you satisfy that need. And now all of a sudden, if you were doing it as a career, you can retire now. You know what I mean? But I would like to see the IJF do something like that, where it's like, all right, they have the Masters tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe make that more money. Maybe just have a separate tournament that just has a huge prize money thing. I don't know. It'd be nice, because then they could feel like professionals a little bit more, these athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Instead of like trying to grind.
Yeah, Craig Jones did it. So it's like, all right, might as well. Maybe this is the new era. People want to see you could grapple your way to $1 million.
Yeah. That's a cool thing. Like, I remember when I first started like BJJ, it was like, back in 2009, 2010, and then just, it was like such an underground thing, but now you can actually make a living off of it.
I mean, nah, not really.
Well, there's a way that could
a way. Most 99.9% of the guys are not going to be able to make.
Well, that's
that way work for them,
most professional sports are like that, though.
Yeah, that's true. But as long as you see someone doing it, it's enough to be motivated to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This So having watched all this, the money and then the infrastructure built for it and everything, what do you think will be the future for submission wrestling?
I think this set a new standard. I think they kind of came in and challenged the status quo and what's the word? Disruptor? It was a disruptor.
Yeah, disruptor.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden next year, who's going to compete in ADCC next year? It's going to be worse for them next year.
Did they announce that they're going to have another CJI?
No, but I'm assuming that they would.
Because they probably made it back. I don't know. Like I don't know the financials.
I have no
popular.
Clue what the financials are. I don't know how much the sponsors paid, et cetera. But that would be cool. If we see it next year, and that's pretty much my thoughts on that. I don't want to go into all the other things that everyone else is talking about. That's obvious. The World Total Brothers are so athletic and exciting to watch. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
we know that already.
Yeah, right? Man, I'm really happy for them, and listen to our interview with them. If you guys have a chance, the World Total Brothers. Yeah. You're away, and they were such nice kids, and I'm just happy that they're seeing the success they deserve, and they're like real professionals. It's not like your local black belt that's like competing on the side. This is their career,
their whole life. Good for them.
Yeah,
but $1 million is nice. Get $1 million. By grappling.
I like that.
It's a new dream.
Yeah,
you could be. You know what they used to say?
What?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys would say a black belt is worth $1 million because Right. So now it's like
it's actually maybe. It could
now
be worth.
It's the champions.
Yeah.
Are worth $1 million, right? But you have to have a black belt to be a champion, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but
it could. It that statement got real. I guess just got a little more real.
You know what? It legitimizes grappling just a little bit more because one of the, so there's two real big criticisms, right? There's no organization.
Yeah.
What do they call it? NOCs, National Organizing Committees.
NOB, National Organizing Bodies, maybe.
I think it's NOC because they're talking about judo NOCs, in the Olympics versus the wrestling NOC versus Taekwondo NOC. Yeah. How many governing bodies, are there? And then judo, I think it had 127. Wrestling was half of that.
Yeah.
Right? So now all of a sudden you need that organization, you need that unified rule system, you need the global community to buy into one rule set to make it, Olympic legit.
Right. Yeah.
That's one portion of it. Jiu-Jitsu does not have that. They had it for a little bit. IBJJF, ADCC. That was the thing. This guy comes in, disrupts it, right? So maybe this can be the new thing, and then now all of a sudden they could be a unified rule set, etc. So that's one thing. The other thing that legitimizes is money, obviously.
Yeah.
It's I'm a professional athlete. Okay, how much do you get paid? People think. I remember some dude of mine who introduced me to a bunch of chicks. They're like, "Oh, he's a professional athlete." I was like, stop saying that shit. They're gonna get the wrong impression. No, you're doing judo on the circuit and whatnot. That means nothing to 99.9% of the people. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh my god, you have sneakers and stuff." I'm like, "No, it's not like that at all." Stop saying that I'm a professional. I am a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Right? I was kind of, not quite. When you hear professional athlete, the world thinks, "Oh, you have a shoe deal, Nike, you're making millions."
Adidas,
It's not like that at all. You know what I mean? I had a free nutritionist from the U.S. Judo because they thought I was too fat. I had personal trainers and massage therapists that took me on pro bono because they thought I was going to be in the Olympics. That was it. And then some tournaments paid for, some cash in my pocket, but it's not like this thing professional athlete. So now you could say, "Oh, I went to a tournament, and then there's this tournament that you could go to and win $1 million." So it legitimizes it from the financial standpoint. And if they have a governing body that's actually doing a good job governing, like IJF, now all of a sudden you got something, So I think that's the goal. There needs to be some kind of collaboration happening. This thing was sort of the proof of concept that you can pay athletes bigger money. Hopefully they take it from there. This is a springboard.
Very exciting time, honestly. It's cool to see things coming together like this. Yep. Yeah. Cool.
That's it. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Peter. Thank you to our sponsors. You too can sponsor us. Go to higashibrand.com. We have really cool merch. Judo gi shorts, judo gi pants with pockets.
Geese out.
Geese, Rash Guard, all of it. Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, guys.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep.